You're in 4K, by the way. You're in 4K.
What's that?
You don't even know, dude.
No.
So you're probably considering installing Ciro 3D Filler Panel LED running lights and signals on your Harley-Davidson touring model. We're going to show you how. Welcome back, Bikeaholics. Ryan Urlacher here, lawabidingbiker.com. Thank you for checking back in. So these filler panel lights are for your touring Harley-Davidson 06 to present, and they're a very nice addition. They basically go in between your saddlebags and your rear fender. That gap that we all know about there. It's a nice way to light up the rear of your bike so you can be seen easier. These are super high quality. They stick on, they're plug and play. Of course, we're going to show you how to do all this. Nice thing is when you're running down the road with these things, they're red. So they're constant on all the time, LEDs of course, and then when you signal left or right, in the center of those filler panel lights is kind of a spine, and there's a strip of amber LED lights. So very nice addition. You got to check these things out. So let's get these filler panel lights installed and see how they look. All right, first thing we're doing is just removing the seat here, and it's got one Phillips screw back there. So we're gonna have to access the wiring under the seat. All right, and that releases the seat there. All right, we're gonna get both saddlebags out of the way. Of course, quarter turn pins there. He's grabbing both of them. I'll do that on both sides. Get those out of the way. All right, all you want to do here, he's got an ammonia-based glass cleaner. Spray it on both sides, both filler panels. He's just going to wipe them down, make sure all the grease and fingerprints, everything is off. We want to make sure this 3M sticky tape makes good contact with the surface. And if you appreciate all the free videos we put out, everything we do for the biker community, you can support us. You can shop for Ciro 3D products right in the Law Abiding Biker store. Link in the description below. So on the back of these filler panels is 3M sticky tape with backing. He's going to go ahead and peel that off. Then I want to note down here there's two protrusions kind of. Those are going to rest right up against, he'll take his finger off so we can get a shot of it here. They come out there, and those are going to go right up underneath. He'll point where they're going to rest up against the bottom of the filler panel. And you really only get one shot to put this on good, so just make sure you get those. You can kind of feel and make sure it's lined up. He's going to go ahead and stick this on. He's lining the bottom up first with those little fangs coming out. And that makes sure it's all lined up. And then good even pressure, maybe up to about a minute to get that to stick real good. And same thing on the other side, peeling the tape. He's got the two little protruding fangs he's going to line up at the bottom there before he pushes the top in to stick it there. All lined up, and again, just put some good even pressure across it for about a minute. Okay, and he's got the wire for the filler panel light. He's going to run it up through that. You can see that support. There we go. He's pulling it up through that little support behind the filler panel. All right, now that he's run it all through there, we can just work it up with zip ties that come in the kit up along the top of the fender there and zip tie it to some of these stock OEM wires is what he's going to be working on. So it looks like he's zip tied it once back there around the support, and he's just clipping off the excess of the zip tie. Okay, so we're going to clip the excess zip ties off there, but we left them so we can kind of see. He just ran it up along the OEM wiring and just zip tied it. Really, it's up to you on how you do that. And then we pulled the side panel off. Of course, it just pops right off your plastic side cover here. This is your fuse box. We loosened it. This torques a little bit. That allowed us to route the wire underneath the frame bar here, and we popped it up right out here underneath the seat. But really that's up to you. Just kind of wanted to show you how we ran it. And then we'll tighten this back down, of course. If you appreciate this channel, all the videos that we put out doesn't come without a cost. A lot of hard work, blood, sweat, and tears behind the scenes, guys. You can support us. We would love to have you as a patron member. You basically can sign up to pledge a certain amount per piece of content. No risk to you because you can put a monthly cap. There are benefits you get, such as t-shirts and stickers. You can get into our private Facebook group. That thing's blowing up to access to our premium videos up on request. Link in the description below. Check it out. We'd love to have you join the biker revolution. All right, so just showing you this side real quick. You can see we just ran it up. There's little holes in this strut, and we can just run zip ties around it all the way up. And then we remove the side panel, and then just brought it right up underneath. And regardless of what Ciro 3D product electrical component you're installing, they come with little bags of dielectric grease. He's got some on a Q-tip. And just make sure you coat each plug, because you're going to have to make different connections. Just always coat the inside of the plug with that dielectric grease. All right, so we've got the control box and harnesses. Don't worry. Skip to the next section of this video. We're going to show you how we got to this point and got all the harnesses hooked up. But now we've got the splitters there. Always remember, The strip with the brown wire in it always goes to your right side. It's got a brown wire in there, you can see. The one other side does not have a brown wire. That always goes to your left side. So that's all he's doing. He's split. And you remember where we ran the filler panel lights up there? He's got it, and he's going to hook up the right side. Pretty simple dielectric grease in there. And so you can see he's got both sides, both filler panel lights hooked up now to the splitters. Now, if you're wondering why we have extra splitters, it's because we've put on additional accessories such as bag blades. Make sure you see our bag blades video, and they would just plug into those splitters too. So we're going to try to make really easy work of Ciro 3D wiring under the seat for rear lighting. There's multiple products from Ciro 3D that you can put on your bike, and we're just going to show you some of the harnesses, configurations, and controllers that you might need to use. So this is your stock Harley under your seat, a touring model. Gray plug, black plug. You want to look for your black plug. This is stock OEM. This is your actual, everything that runs your rear lighting on your bike. That's what we're going to have to tap into. So the first thing I want to show you is this harness. Okay, if you bought the saddlebag extensions, you don't need a controller. I'll show you a controller in a minute. You just need this. It will come with your kit. All these are very simple inline splitters. It uses the same plugs as a Harley, okay? So I want to show you this first. We're going to unplug the stock OEM inline, just a push tab, okay? And you can only do this one way because they're different plugs, all right? So I'm taking the harness and I'm plugging it in this side, and I'm just splitting, as you can see, and I'm going back into the OEM Harley plug right there. So I've just split it as all. And you'll see I have two plugs here, right and left, all right? And they are specific. There's a little brown wire in this one. That one goes to this left saddlebag, all right? And you can see these are the saddlebag extension wires that came with the kit. We've already installed those. We have a separate video for that, but I would just plug that in there, okay? And then I would plug this one into this side, and it's got a violet wire. You're looking for that for the left side, sorry, and the right side is the brown wire, all right? And those would simply just plug in just like so, and run your saddlebag extension. Of course, they light up and all that kind of stuff, all right? So I'm going to go ahead and plug those in for you. So those are plugged in now. That's all we would need to run our saddlebag extension, signals and brakes and all that. We would be done and we'd put our seat back on. Now we want to add additional Ciro products to the rear of our bike to really light it up. And we're going to talk about bag blades, which stick on your saddlebags. And we have separate videos for all this. This is just about the wiring. And then we're also going to do filler panel lights, okay? So that's when we have a separate. This will come with your products. It's a controller. It's not only a harness, but it's a controller. Okay, it's got a controller box on it. We're going to need this if you buy bag blades to run that additionally, or if you're going to buy the filler panel lights. And we can also split this, which I'll show you in a second, to run both. So you're at least going to need one controller box. Again, it will come with it. So very simple. We already have our saddlebag extension lights all hooked up. And remember, all we've done is split our stock OEM brake light plug. We're going to double split it now. We're going to leave this on because we're running our saddlebag extension lights. I'm going to take it off and unplug it again. Now I'm going to take my controller box. Again, it can only go one way. And I'm going to split my stock OEM plug twice so we get this box in line. Okay, so you can see I've split it twice. I've got the regular harness for the saddlebag extensions, and now I put the controller in line to controller box for the bag blades and the filler lights. Now, you say, well, there's only two plugs. We can only run one or the other, bag blades or the filler panel lights. With your bag blades will come splitters. So very easy. You just plug this into each side. Okay, so coming out of our controller box, there's that one. All right. And they only go on one way. And that one. So now we've got four, which allows us to directly plug in both our bag blades for left side and our filler panel light for left side and our right side. So it basically splits it from 2 into 4, and that way we can run, this is the way we run all the stuff to the rear of the bike with these Ciro 3D. So hopefully that helps explain the wire harness and controller box processes. Okay, additionally, we've got our plugs. Of course, we've split it twice, once for the harness, then the controller box. Okay, so we've got it split twice from the OEM plug. If you really want to be lit up in the back, with all those lights, of course, you can add something like this, which we love, and this is a custom dynamics modulator. It basically gives a nice strobe effect. It has like 10 different settings, 9 different settings for what kind of strobe pattern you want to really get people's attention behind you. This does work with all the Ciro 3D stuff that we've got hooked up, and the way you would install this is, again, I've already got this split twice. We're just splitting it a third time, your OEM, so I could unplug here. This is my stock OEM plug. So I've unplugged it there, right there, and then of course this is the harness, the Ciro 3D harness, so this is the custom dynamics, and it can only go one way. So I plug that side into the OEM. This is the custom dynamics. Again, I'm just splitting it all a third time, and then I'm going into the custom dynamics right in this end. And now you've got that really nice strobe effect in the back. So I will link to this in the description below if you're interested in getting one of these. So I just showed you, of course, the custom dynamics modulator, and I just wanted to explain a little bit further because there's 2 ways you can do this. I showed you right here to take and plug it in to this stock OEM plug right there, and split it here. So if we split it here, this is the one that's kind of pinned down here right next to your gray stock one. If you do it there, it's because you're putting this in line before all the Ciro 3D harness and plug. So you're modulating it before, and you're going into the Ciro 3D. So all the products, the bag extensions, you know, if you put the bag blades, the filler lights, they're all going to modulate. If you didn't want those to modulate and you just wanted your stock signals, I'm going to plug this back in. So again, this is the beginning of the line, and I'm just plugging the Ciro 3D stuff back in here. If I didn't want all the Ciro 3D stuff and I just wanted my stock signals that come with the bike, of course we've replaced them with LED Ciro 3D fangs, but nonetheless there are basic stock signals, they're in the same place, then I would do it at the end of the line. So if I unplug this, this is the end of the line. So this is all the Ciro 3D stuff. So I'm going to splice the custom dynamics box in between here and here, and what that's going to make is all the Ciro 3D stuff will stay on constant, and the only thing that will modulate is our stock signals. So that's just a little trick depending on which end of the line you want to put it on. Make sure and subscribe to this channel. Every time that subscribe button is hit, another biker joins the revolution. Thumbs up, like it, share it with all your biker friends. I hope you're well, and I definitely hope you are out there getting some riding in. What you looking for? These nuts.
These nuts.